Very soon, this palace will belong to me, Cassandra, and all these villagers will bow to me.
Meanwhile, Amara, who had no idea that Cassandra had already slept in the palace, woke up that morning with a sudden sense of purpose. She tied her wrapper well, wore a simple top, picked her broom, and headed straight for the palace. She did not tell her friend Oma. Oma talked too much. Oma liked shortcuts, and Amara knew that if Oma heard about this palace plan, she would somehow end up inside before her, so she moved quietly. When Amara got to the palace gate, she stood confidently, broom in hand, like someone who had been sweeping there since birth. The guard looked at her from head to toe. "What are you here for?" he asked. Amara replied sharply, "I came to sweep." The guard frowned. "Who sent you?" "Nobody," she said, "but sweeping is sweeping." The guard paused. He looked inside the palace, looked back at her, then shrugged. "Enter." Amara nearly smiled, but she controlled herself. Palace behavior. Once inside, she started sweeping immediately. Serious face, like someone that knew what she was doing. That was when the palace maids noticed. One maid whispered, "Did they employ somebody new?" Another replied, "I didn't hear anything." They watched as Amara swept past them confidently, even rearranging things small, like she had authority. One maid finally asked her, "Who sent you?" Amara didn't stop sweeping. She just said, "I was told to help." Told by who? Nobody asked again. She swept the courtyard. She even swept a corner that didn't need sweeping. At some point, she paused, wiped sweat from her forehead, and adjusted her wrapper like someone settling in for the long run. That was when she heard voices. Cassandra was coming down the hallway. Amara froze. Her broom stopped mid-air. She blinked once, then again. Cassandra was walking calmly, looking rested, comfortable, like someone who had slept very well. Her hair was neat. Her face was glowing. She wasn't rushing. Amara's brain started calculating at lightning speed. Wait, how did Cassandra enter the palace? Why does she look like this? Since when does Cassandra move like this? Cassandra saw Amara. They locked eyes. For half a second, the whole palace atmosphere shifted. Cassandra raised one eyebrow slightly. Amara quickly bent and resumed sweeping with extra seriousness, as if sweeping could erase shock. Cassandra said nothing. She just walked past. One palace maid leaned to one another and whispered, "This village is getting dangerous." Amara swallowed. She suddenly understood that she was late, very late, and whatever Cassandra had done, she had done it without noise. As Cassandra disappeared down the hallway, Amara whispered to herself, broom still moving. "So this palace thing no be by sweeping?" And that was the moment Amara realized that sweeping the palace was no longer enough. When the prince returned from his morning walk, Cassandra met him in the palace hallway. She smiled. She turned slightly, adjusting her dress, and walked past him just enough for him to notice everything he was not trying to notice. When she stopped in front of him, she leaned in casually, close enough to be felt but not touched. "How was your walk?" she said. The prince paused. He answered her, but his attention was already gone. Cassandra laughed lightly, brushed past him, and walked away without waiting for his response. That was all. From the corner, Amara watched everything. She tightened her grip on her broom and smiled to herself. This one is temporary, she thought. Men like this will finish enjoying her and move on. They always settle down with the humble ones, the hard-working ones, people like me. She convinced herself Cassandra was just being used, that the palace would eventually spit her out, that beauty and confidence never last in places like this. Cassandra, meanwhile, didn't look back. She already knew when she had someone's attention. Cassandra didn't overstay. Once she felt she had been seen enough, she dressed up, adjusted herself, and left the palace quietly. She understood something very important. Staying too long would bring sea finish, and Cassandra was not about to let that happen. From outside the palace gate, Amara saw her leave. Her heart jumped. So she's done, Amara thought. Good. Without wasting time, Amara dropped her broom at the corner and moved fast toward the palace entrance. This time, she didn't want to sweep. She wanted the kitchen. She reached the inner area and tried to enter confidently. That was where the problem started. Before she could explain further, two guards grabbed her arms. "This one is no longer funny," one of them said. They dragged her toward the gate as she struggled. In panic, real panic, Amara screamed. "I know how to cook! I want to cook for the prince!" Her voice echoed. The prince heard it. He stepped out.
"What's going on here?"
The guards stopped immediately. Amara dropped to her knees instantly. "My prince," she greeted, voice shaking. "Good morning, sir." The prince looked at her calmly. "Who are you?" Amara swallowed. "I am Amara, daughter of Chief Nowoye." That name made the prince pause slightly. Chief Nowoye, one of the palace cabinet members. "Oh," he said. Amara quickly added, "I wanted to cook for you, my prince. I can cook very well." The prince nodded once.